Hey, what's up, people? We're just gonna be going.
Watch Night Tiger Comic.
Tiger Comic.
Tiger Comic. Night Tiger Comic. Tiger Comic. What? Night Tiger Comic. Night Tiger Comic.
Yeah.
You never know what you're missing. All right, welcome everybody to meet my comic book collecting neighbors. You can see we got Dave and we got Dave O and Mandy Lou with us. They live right across the street. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing great.
Good to see you again, Mike.
So I've been after them for a while, about 2 or 3 months to do a live show.
Yeah.
Finally nailed it down, and they have really awesome comic collection, and I'm gonna let them go big. So Dave and Mandy, tell us about yourself.
Okay, I'm Dave. I'm 54. I've been collecting comic books since I was probably about 10. I got started from my Uncle Chuck and my dad, Bob. They had them, and I think it was a good way to get free babysitting. I'd go in there for hours and read them, and I've been hooked ever since.
Nice.
Started collecting comic books when I met him about 3 years ago, and I really love reading them and collecting them, getting graded and finding out what they're worth. We don't sell them, but we love to keep them in our collection, and
It's always fun to go hunting.
yes, very fun to go hunting together.
I'm gonna see if I can make me small and make you big. I don't know how to work all this stuff yet. Let's just do this. We're gonna make you big again, and so you guys just got some books in that you graded.
Correct.
And Dave and Mandy, they like to send books off to CGC, and they got quite a collection. Hey, Dave, show us. We got 3 watching. We got God Tank. You want to show us some of the stuff you got in? Now, I haven't seen this, so I'm kind of excited to see what you got and what grades you got.
Right. The first one I do want to show, though, is my dad got me this for Christmas last year. Him and his wife, Liz, got me
nice.
the Hulk, the first issue where it switched over from Tales to Astonish.
Oh, yeah.
So I got that from them last year from Christmas. They sent it from Mansfield, Ohio to Florida, which it's a nice copy. It's a 6.0. It's got a thing on the top, but other than that, it looks like the book's pretty much intact. So I just wanted to show that so my dad can see this, and I have it. Love you, Dad, and thanks for the book. Now I'll show you the ones we just got these back Friday. I got Saga of the Swamp Thing #1. I bought this when I was a kid off the newsstand, so it was pretty cool to get the newsstand edition. Really nice copy, graded out pretty high. Not a high dollar value book, but you know, just something that I wanted because I had when I was younger. Here's a book that ties into the whole Vision and Scarlet Witch TV show that they did on Marvel on Disney. This one I had hoped would come back higher. I'm not sure why it came back at 5.5. Sometimes the CGC grading is a mystery.
Where did you get that? What store?
I bought this from Austin at Vibranium. I think I paid $75 for it, and it came back at 5.5, and I have not looked up what that resale value is. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I'll never
No,
know.
I honestly didn't even know that was that price of a key.
Yeah, it was once the Scarlet Witch show came out.
WandaVision.
Yeah, WandaVision, that's it. Another book that's kind of sentimental to me, I bought when I was younger, Excalibur #1.
Yeah.
When Kitty Pryde left the X-Men, she went off with Captain Britain and Nightcrawler and made their team. I bought this on the newsstand as, I think I was in high school. I want to say this is an 84, 85 book. This is not newsstand. This is direct.
Yeah, that was a good run with Alan Davis on the art.
Yeah, I really liked that series, but
You have a lot of
I have a large portion of that series, but it's not an investment. It's something you get because you like it. They're not worth anything. This was a book that
movie anyway.
This is a book that we researched that was supposed to be worth a lot of money, as in graded. We've seen this book running $200, $300, $400 a piece. It's Uncanny X-Men 346. Looked pristine when we got it. Came back to 7.5. Fairly new book. Want to say late 90s. Kind of a bummer. 7.5. Couldn't find anything wrong with it. You
And-
can go on CGC if you get an account, and they will list. You type in your barcode, and they'll list what flaws they found with your books. Oddly enough, some of the books that we feel should have been graded higher, there are no remarks. Maybe someone on here can clue us in why that is sometimes. Here's another book that I bought when I was in the service. I have all of these. This is the one that was supposed to be either hard to get or of some value. Some of you might remember that Robin 2 series that came out in the 90s. They had bagged versions. This is the only one that may or may not be worth anything. But that came back graded really high. It was poly bagged, so we sent it off in the bag. It came back a 9.2. Pretty happy with that. Here's a book I bought online. Again, this is a book I had. It came out in, what does that say? 87. This came out in 87. I bought this on the newsstand as a young whippersnapper in high school, Silver Surfer #1. Of course, I had the newsstand because we did not have a comic book store in Mansfield, Ohio, where I went to high school. Came back a 7.0, bought it online. I think I paid like 12 or 14 bucks for it after shipping.
Oh,
Still
nice.
a nice book, decent grade.
Yeah.
Not a high value book, but you never know. If the Silver Surfer comes to the MCU, this could shoot up in a few years and be ridiculously priced. Here's a book that we sent off to get graded. We have 3 copies of this. This is one of the few books we might actually sell. We specifically bought 3 copies for this purpose. The whole Captain Carter, Austin recommended we get more than 1 copy of this. I agree with Mike Night Tiger. The story isn't that great, but we did buy all the issues. We have 3 of these, and this is the first one to be returned, and it came back almost a flawless 9.8.
Nice. I bet you were happy about that one.
Yeah, that's probably, and that, I might take your advice. You said since we're going to have more than one, maybe take one of those to one of the comic shops that have something that we want. Maybe we can get some trade value and get something we want for it.
Yeah.
All right, Amanda, you can show them yours.
I have a lot of Lady Death. I have a Lady Death leather cover. Came back as a 9.6. It's Lady Death versus War Angel.
Yeah, we paid 30 bucks for that book.
I have a Lady Death 9.8 premium foil edition. Came out
Dang.
9.8.
You were very happy about that one, huh? Are those,
Yeah.
the foil cover's harder to get in higher grade?
Honestly, I don't know.
Well, maybe, because here's this one. I have the Treacherous Infamy #2 premium foil edition. Came back as a 9.2. I never read this book. I never took it out of the bag and backboard, so there should be nothing wrong with it, but CGC decided it was a 9.2.
Someone had a bad day. And they made you have a bad day.
Worth the hangover.
I really love Sensational She-Hulk, so we got Sensational She-Hulk #1.
Oh, nice.
Got this online. I believe it was on eBay.
Yeah, it was like 40 bucks.
It was like $40 before
Okay.
things were crazy high, and it got a 9.2 grade. There really wasn't anything wrong with it. I was very impressed.
So go
Yeah,
back to hold on, go back to I have a theory on the
What?
go back to the Lady Death, the one that you got the 9.2. I think Dave snuck in your room or snuck out of bed at night, cut the bag, pulled it out, read it, and put it back. And that's why you got a 9.2.
You're not supposed to be giving away trade secrets on the live.
And then I have my Wonder Woman. Came back as a 5.0.
That's pretty good for that book.
Wonder Woman 188. It was one of the first Wonder Womans that Dave bought for me when we first started collecting together. And it took a really long time to come back. The older books seem like they take a really long time to come back.
Yeah, speaking of age, I want to show you one more book, Mike. I should have pulled this ahead of time. The newer books, some of these we sent off just in August or May. We bought this. I remember Kirk from the Geek Shop.
Yep.
Bought this a year and a half ago. This is X-Men, Uncanny X-Men #11. I paid $150 for it. Came back at 2. I mean, it is pretty brittle. But we sent this off 14 months ago and just got this month. So you're older. I'm not sure, the older books that you collect might even take longer. But we have found our older Marvel and DC, the 60s books, and anything even low 70s, 72 era, are taking 14 to 16 months to get back.
Wow.
So before you send anything off, that's something you want to consider. Do you want to not have that book for a year?
You know, if we could just get a reality show where they go in with a hidden camera into CGC and see what's going on in there.
You know, they really should. They should do a walkthrough, like a promotional video or something, so we can see what the heck's going on in there, why some of these books take so long. And I realize some of these older books are very brittle and they're very valuable, so they're very meticulous. Austin believes that new books within the last 8 or 10 years, they run them through a scanning machine, and it just detects any flaws, fingerprints, smudges. I have Spider-Man 800. I mean, I bought it, bagged it, and put it away. It's a really neat cover. You know, has some value. You know, we're talking the $100 range. I was guaranteed myself that would be a 9.8, and it came back a 7.
And there's no notes on it.
And there's nothing. If anything, we bought some of those little comic book pads. So before we send them off now, we wipe them down, because the only thing we can think of is maybe there's some fingerprints on it. But
maybe they're in the back room going, "Let's screw Dave again."
You know, I think that you might have some merit to that. Not really. It's just sometimes you never know.
Okay, Mandy's. You had more?
I do. I have some non-graded books that I wanted to share. And I've also noticed a trend now that we've gotten some Lady Deaths back, which may not be PG friendly, but
so if you got kids watching right now, take them out of the room.
So we have sent off some of the naughty covers, and they've come back higher. And we've looked up some of the naughty covers that I haven't sent off yet, and they're valued a lot higher. There's one of them.
Carson, close your eyes. Nice flames. I like the black and white, and then the flames are color. Well,
yeah, it's a big skull in the background. Let me put it up here from over here so you can see it. It's a big. I don't know if you can really see it. It's a big skull in the background, though.
Oh yeah, in the flame.
Right.
It's
one of these is only one.
And these are the books that I have in my pile to get graded.
This is her next send off.
Now, where do you get these? You buy them off the internet, or you got a store you go to? Trade Secrets.
Austin actually special orders me the Lady Death.
Oh, okay.
Quite pricey.
Yeah.
They're anywhere from $25 to $45 each. But I really like Lady Death.
They're like a cult collectors. They're people that they're not mainstream, but there's a lot of fans.
Right.
Yes, there is.
I bought that when I was in Columbus, Ohio. I collected it for a little while, and I thought, since she likes Red Sonja, Vampirella, all that kind of stuff, I said, you might want to check out some Lady Death. That's kind of along that stream, sort of, masculine, tough female lead character, and she likes that. And then she started reading those, and she grabs everything she can find.
Dave bought me this past week.
It's the homage to Captain America 100 issue after, what was that? Tales of Suspense switched over. Yep.
It's what was it? This was a limited to 400 cover.
Yep, only 400 of those made.
And then there's another premium foil edition cover that I got recently from Austin.
All those are coffins in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wallpaper. I love it.
Yeah, it's all that metallic finish. That's a half. That's a Wizard mail-in book.
This is a Wizard mail-in book, Lady Death half.
Turn it around.
It's got this with it that the signature Olympic, which CDC doesn't care about that. I've got Stephen Hughes, Jason, I don't know his last name, and then the main artist on this one, I don't remember his name, but
it's signed by all three of them.
It's got 3 different signers on it.
We looked on the inside of it, and we just can't remember their names. Show them that book he gave you.
I've got this Unexpected number 103 that Night Tiger gave us. And
oh, that's right. I have another book for you.
Yeah, that book right there is actually very expensive and a high grade. We will never be able to get that. So because it's a gift from you, I'm very sentimental when it comes to things like this. We are going to send that off and get it graded, because that's like the first thing that, you gave her specifically.
No, don't make me cry on camera. Anyway, hold on. I got a book for you guys. Remember?
Oh, okay.
Dave, you have been wanting this book, and I had a second copy. Lady Fantastic here on YouTube. Shout out to her. Traded or sent it to me. And so you wanted Invaders 1. And
Oh,
so
cool.
as a
Very
gift,
nice.
as a gift from neighbor to neighbor, here you go, buddy. Ah, wrong way.
Oh,
Nice. Magic.
thanks, Mike. You know, I've been after this for a while. I've talked to you about it several times. And I have the majority of the Invaders run. There's a couple issues in there. 14, first Union Jack 2.
I think I have the completed run. I just completed it this year.
It is going up in price. There's rumors of Union Jack's going to be, Marvel's going to do something with him, just like 300 other characters. So, you know, the price is going up on that.
So more Lady Death.
It's actually other stuff.
Yeah, she's Lady Death out for the moment.
We I have more Lady Death, but
We'll save those for another
we'll
day.
save them for another day.
For
I
your
have
channel.
in number 1, Dynamic Forces. It's got a certificate. This thing actually had a big dent, like right in this area. And Dave took our press and pressed it over like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And he got just about all of it out. So it should come back as a pretty high grade.
It looked like somebody set something heavy on the book and forgot about it, so it dented all the pages. So I put the magazine size backboard between every page and then just heated it at night, then cooled it all day while we were at work and went through every page, and it got almost all of it out.
Isn't that fun doing that too?
It is very satisfying. That press that we bought is already paid for itself, because everything that we get that's not brand new, I press them. I don't care if it's a 50-cent book that we're not going to do anything with, or if it's, you know, a potential $800 book, it goes in that press. It gets taken care of. All the pages get straightened out if they're folded or anything, and then it makes a big difference. The older books, it definitely, I don't know what the heat does. I don't know all the intricacies of that press, but it seems to put a lot better sheen on the books after they've sat in there for a while.
Dave bought me this book a couple weeks ago. It's a She-Hulk 22, first appearance of Jacinda. She was a Skrull that was disguised.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nice.
That's a money. I did find that in the dollar bin. That is getting sent off.
Woo! My hero.
I have the Sensational She-Hulk. We bought this from Vibranium.
Nice.
In pretty good shape. It's one of those John Byrne arts.
The whole Demi Moore
Homage to Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Hey, if you go to Bearded, he has the Quasar one, the homage to Demi Moore cover.
Oh, really?
For $10, I think. I think it's a high grade copy.
And then I have this Swamp Thing number 34.
Dollar book.
It was a $1 book.
Now,
like-
what's the key there?
The key here is it was
This
1985's cover of the year.
cover of the
Okay.
cover of the year, whatever they vote on for artists, and you know, however that works. That's cover of the year for that year, and that book is a couple $100.
And a lot of this type of art is pretty high in the Swamp Thing stuff. So
Now
That's
remember,
something-
folks, you heard that on Night Tiger Comics first.
and then I have Swamp Thing number 35.
Yeah, it's a continuation of the same story. Those 2 issues are a pretty good value. It's weird because there's a large run before and after those 2, and they're dollar bin books. But those 2, that for that cover, and I believe that one for the continuation of the story, are both money books, and they will be sent off and get graded.
There's that one that has the American flag or Nazi flag in the background. Have you seen that one?
What issue that is? Yeah, I've seen it.
I don't have it. I've been looking for it in the dollar bin.
And then last but not least, I have the first appearance in Marvel of the Invisible Man, Supernatural Thrillers number 2.
Now, how do you know that's really his first appearance if you can't see him?
Oh, Tiger's got Invisible Man jokes.
That's a sweet book, though.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I don't know where we found that. We got a little crazy for a couple weeks there, and we're buying all kinds of stuff.
But even look at
And-
the trade dress. It looks so cool. The title. It's orange and they got the yellow background.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. Even the
Yeah.
title looks cool. Looks
Yeah,
like,
it is.
like a horror book.
I do remember. I think
That's why we got it. Because
Yeah.
I like horror books.
Yeah, I do believe we've only paid $5 for it, and this is not a high value book by any means, but it is his first appearance. And I don't know if you're aware,
In
but
Marvel.
that Werewolf by Night special just came out on Disney.
Right, yeah.
I'm a big Werewolf by Night fan. That show was awesome. Man Thing is in it. Spoiler alert.
I don't have Disney. I probably got to.
Not going to tell you, but I thought it was really, really good.
You can borrow my login.
Oh, there you go, Mike.
Ooh, okay. Shh. We'll talk later.
We're not going to have 30,000 people logging into our Disney account, but yeah, we'll make sure to email that to you so you can watch it. It's really good. I think you'll appreciate the Werewolf by Night.
So far we have 8 watching. I'd like to introduce you to a lot of these YouTube members of our community. All of them are wonderful people. They all have their own special way of collecting. So here we have Paulo Costa, and he is from Portugal.
Oh, that's cool.
He's a reporter, researcher. And there's a show on Wednesday nights called Four Color Fossils. So it's all the old guys that are collectors. And he's on there, and he does foreign comics. He does a segment or two on foreign comics, like stuff from the Bronze Age and stuff, but in Spain or Portugal or wherever. It's really good. So we got Poor Mike. Poor Mike lives in Tampa area.
Hope he's doing good after the hurricane.
And I don't know. Mike, how are you doing? Let us know. Did you get hit by the hurricane? But he has a channel, and he does a bunch of shorts on his. Then you got John's Comics with Kids. Now, he has 2 daughters, and they have a channel, and they talk about comics, mostly modern stuff that they read together. It's a really good show. And then you got God Tank. I don't know much about him, but he's my Instagram brother. We chat a lot on Instagram. I believe he does have a YouTube channel here, and I believe I've watched it, but my memory's yeah, he actually just picked up God Tank picked up a Captain Marvel Adventures, I believe it was, this week. You got Gratu. Gratu lives in Iowa. He just moved there from Texas. Retired teacher. This guy has a big collection and like 2 or 3 different rooms of comics, collectibles, movie posters. He has everything like pop culture from like the 60s and the 50s and older.
Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff we'd like to get. We just don't have room for it.
and that changes the way that you collect, right?
It does. We're getting to the point where we're starting to get picky. I mean, this bedroom that we've turned into our comic book room is getting full. And, we root through stuff now, and I'm like, we really don't need that book. Put that one back. But we'll figure something out. I might have to retire my drum set and just put another thing there and stack them up more. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
We have one more joining us, Jambo Comics. He has a channel also. He does a lot of Good Girl. He likes Perillo.
Okay.
So Mandy loves Perillo. So you got to check out his channel. He shows a lot of Good Girl stuff. He loves Vampirilla, Sonia, Sheena. That's his jam. He likes westerns and stuff.
All the other kind of stuff that she's into also.
So we're gonna go ahead and do a room tour of your comics, and you guys can talk about it while we're going through it. So let me get that going. Here we go.
I probably shouldn't say this on the internet, but when I worked at Walmart, that's a promotional poster for the Blu-ray, and I acquired it. You're not supposed to have those. The rest of those are legend figures, the sets, the Build-A-Figures, the Bats. Those are all one-offs. That's just an Avengers Endgame poster. For a while, I was big in the Hot Wheels Marvel cars. I have a ton of those. Those are all our books. They're all bagged, backboarded in alphabetical order. Drum set, Omega Doom. Big shout out to Rutger Hauer, one of my favorite science fiction guys. Just got Amanda to watch Blade Runner for the first time. She'd never seen that. That's a Halloween bat that's been hanging there since last Halloween that never got this down.
All right. We're not done, folks. We got more. Okay, go ahead. Can you hear me? Dave. Oh, man. Oh. Go away. Go away. He pauses. Yeah, I forgot to take the audio out of these last two.
Oh, that's fine.
You hear the kids.
I know. So here's one more. And this one, I didn't take the audio off, so I don't think we can talk over it.
Oh.
You probably can hear me. Okay, this is Dave's door. And then his killer posters. Narrate if you want. Talk about what you got. Hold on. Was that Taskmaster up there, Dave? On the second from the last? Or the beginning? What is it?
Oh, I want to see the Walmart thing.
Walmart.
This is the Blu-ray thing he saw in Walmart.
What are you talking about?
He said when you work at Walmart or something like that.
I don't know. You have to ask them. Okay, that was the end of their room. Was that the Taskmaster you had up there next to the beginning?
There's two Taskmasters up there in two different Build-A-Figure sets. Yes.
That's what I thought because I saw the second one and I thought it was that villain from Batman, but I'm thinking these are Marvel. I forget the guy's name. He looks a lot like him. It was the Taskmaster, that silver, almost, or maybe that was Moon Knight. Was Moon Knight?
No, I don't know.
Is that a hard one to get?
I honestly don't know. I usually pick them by how cool the actual Build-A-Figure is, or if there's one particular character in a set that I like. The reason we got the whole Captain Marvel set, we found them at Ollie's for like $12 a piece, and they're normally like 19 to 24. So we got all six of them over, I don't know, $120. Oh, it's cheap.
So,
oh yeah, the baths. So I took a couple of them out. One of them builds Man-Thing.
Oh wow, that is cool, dude.
You get one part in each thing if you're not familiar.
How many do you have to buy to get that whole figure?
Some of them are only 5. Some of them are up to 7. But yeah, we opened them very carefully and sealed them all back up. So if if we were to ever get rid of them, I can put the.
I never really thought about what they look like when you put the pieces together because I have a bunch of them.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
That is really cool.
They articulate pretty well. I mean, they're definitely not designed to be played with.
Now, who's that guy?
His leg does come off here. This is the Red Skull in some super armor. This one leg keeps coming loose. But anyway, it's the Red Skull in some super armor to fight the Avengers. I bought this set because I think 2 of the characters in it were ones that I wanted. And then this is a newer set from after Endgame. This is Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. He's probably the most lame of the 3, honestly.
But the Man-Thing is sweet.
Man-Thing looks really cool. I've got a couple more, but I haven't taken the time to open them and build the baths because I have nowhere to put them. I had to hide them in the bottom drawer of my dresser because the kid wanted to get them out and play with them. Like, no, not happening. They're like, Dave, why do you have toys if no one can play with them? They're not toys. They're collectibles, and not to be played with. They're to be displayed and looked at. No touch.
I laugh because I used to get in my dad's model room and play with his models and break them. That Man-Thing is cool though, man.
Yeah, definitely. We put that one together. Like I said, he is definitely the coolest one of all of them. He turned out really cool looking.
Yeah, let me make you big again.
That one came with that was the Netflix Legend series. He came with the Punisher, Elektra, Jessica Jones, Blade, Daredevil, and Bullseye was to build.
The Punisher.
Do you ever check to see what that figure like will go for? People sell it.
They do, and no, I haven't.
But they go for quite a bit.
Yeah, some of
that's one of the coolest action figures I've seen.
The very first one from the Bath series, that's what people have nicknamed them, the Build-A-Figure, is Fing Fang Foom. And to get that one, very, very expensive.
But cheaper to buy the action figures.
Just finding that set with or without pieces is expensive.
That's the most desirable of the whole collection.
That one's, and it's big. I mean, I think that dragon ends up being like that big and like that tall, something. He's crazy. There's a Galactus one that's really large too. We've almost got the set for Wendigo and for Sasquatch from Alpha Flight. And we got those just because the bats look really cool.
Odin.
Oh, we got Odin. I have Odin. I'm missing
A leg.
I'm missing a leg. I got a Thor, the Legends figure, to try also buying stuff online. It was cheap. I bought it. And the reason it was cheap, I didn't know, is because the Odin, the Build-A-Figure leg was missing. So I can make a one-legged Odin.
Hey, that might be more rare in the.
Yeah. We can Play-Doh him a leg in there and just say, it's Odin, after he got blown up or something. I don't know. So no, it's still in the box. So we have tried to look to find that piece, but that one piece alone is almost
like $21 for the one leg.
For the one leg, when the whole figure in the box with all the stuff is $19. So people do take them apart, take the Build-A-Figures out and sell them separately. So.
Well, do you guys have any other books back? I know you do that you want to show us.
Oh, geez. I don't know. I mean, we didn't pull anything else out. I wanted to go through the graded books first. So
grab whatever. Grab your slabs that you have in that box.
Grab I can show you.
You got tons of, all you got to do is turn around, grab a box, and start showing stuff.
Well, I can show some right here. Some more. I'll show you some. I'm a big X-Men fan. X-Men and Avengers are probably my two favorites. That's what my uncle liked, and he had a ton of them, and that's what I got into. So I'll show some of my X-Men books. I got this one graded, issue 24 from 66. Came back at 6.0. Actually, pretty clean book. Was impressed with that grade. And the issue 11 I showed you earlier, I thought it was going to come back about the same as that, but boy, I was way off on that one. And then, the John Byrne X-Men, that's when I really started reading them and could understand what was going on. I'm trying to get all of those, but anybody that knows anything about the X-Men, some of them X-Men books are super expensive, like the first Alpha Flight. I had 137, The Death of Phoenix, signed by John Byrne. We won't get into what happened to that comic book. Yeah. But anyway, here's, I believe this is 102. It got 102. I came back a 5. Not too bad, not the best, but the cover is good. It's got a little yellowing on the back. So after I got the other ones back, I kind of expected it would be a little low. I have some other Burns that I'm not going to get graded because they're going to come back as 3s. For the $100 to $120 range, I can get a really nice copy and get it graded. Here's one that came back really good, 116. So when the X-Men went to the Savage Land, came back a 9.4. No. Didn't pay attention to this. I think I paid like $18, $20 for it a few years ago. And I was thoroughly impressed with that grade. I have a little run. I have a bunch more of these Byrne X-Men sent off. They should be back in a couple of months. Have 117, 9.0.
You hope they're back in a couple of months.
Well, the newer one, these don't seem to take that long. It's anything 25 cents to 12 cents is the oldest books we have. Those are taking a while. It's funny, the very first 3 we sent off, I sent off Incredible Hulk. Gosh, I can't remember which issue. Or no, Journey into Mystery, 132, I believe, with Thor, the first appearance of Crusher Creel. And that came back in just a few months. And then for whatever reason, they're swamped. So they're taking off.
God Tank said he sold his Man Thing for $175 when it was popular.
He sold his Man Thing what?
For $175. You don't see the comment on the screen?
I can't read it.
I think I made $175 for my Man Thing when it was really popular.
Okay, the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that's what he's talking about.
Okay, well maybe or the book number 1. I have.
No, I mean because he said his Man Thing.
Okay, maybe he built that and then he sold it.
You don't get it.
That's what he's talking about. I got it. I understand.
Oh,
hello, Dave.
I thought this was PG-13, everyone rated. Anyway, moving right along. X-Men 118 came back pretty nice. See how I just segued right away from all that nonsense?
No, because I went to the antique store up there at by the workout place.
Yeah.
And Marshall works in there and he sells comics. And I walked in, I said, Marshall, you still have your Man Thing for sale? And the lady that owned the store about fell on the floor laughing. And I was like, oh, I get it.
Oh, and I just tried to get away from that. You guys just drug me back in. All right, moving right along. And to close out the X-Men run, currently issue 119. I was disappointed. This one looks just as clean as the other 3 issues I bought in this run. Let's see if I pop my head in there.
And
7
notes, right?
Bought all of them from the same guy. I think they were $18 to $20 a piece. When the first one came back 9.4, I thought they were all going to be that way, but maybe some other grader took over.
And no notes on it, you said.
No, we didn't check these yet.
We didn't check the notes on those ones. And it's hard to remember. Right? We've got 3 full CGC boxes full now, so I don't remember. The only ones I remember are the ones that I thought were going to be good were actually really bad. There is an Avengers book I do want to show you. We got this in the dollar bin. It's really beat up. I'm looking for a better copy. Let me swing over here.
We had as much as 9 watching. We got 6 now, but on the replay, we'll probably get around 200 views.
So this book is really beat up. I normally don't buy books like this. I had a chance to buy it for $75, and I wasn't parting with $75. It is Avengers 83. So this is a book I do want to replace. It's really cool, but it is.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like somebody dragged it down a gravel road and then peed on it.
And then put a rat in there with a rat.
Where'd you get it?
I got this from Austin in the dollar bin. He kind of chuckled. He's like, "You're going to buy that?" I'm like, "Well, the inside of the book is good." Huh?
I would have bought it for $1.
The book is good. The book inside, it's the cover. It honestly, it looks like some kid was riding his bicycle and dropped it,
Right.
and behind him drove over it. I mean, I'm serious.
Well,
And then-
I think what it was, because he had that in the regular bin. He probably
yeah,
got
he had a copy for $75.
Yeah, he probably got pissed off at it in the cell and threw it out in the parking lot and started running it over.
Well, geez, that's not very nice. Be jailable offense for comic book abuse. But anyway, this is a really cool issue. I do want to replace
I'm
it.
sure you could sell that for more than $1 anytime you wanted, if it's complete.
It is. It's just the cover.
Yeah, it's a big key.
It is. It's weird because some places have this CGC for $400, $500, $600, and other places have it raw for $40 to $100. So
Well, I'll be serious. Austin has that other copy, and I looked at it more than once.
no, it's gone. It's sold. I
wouldn't buy it because it was so like the top staple was detached and all that. For the price he had on it, I think it was $75 or something.
Yes, it was.
And I passed on a couple times. I'm like, I just can't pull the trigger on this too much for that grade. But some people are comfortable with that.
Right.
But I'd pay $1 and take that one, and that's all I'd need. I'll tell you what, double your money, $2.
You want it for $2? What are you going to do with it?
I'm just kidding. I mean, if you want to give it up, it's up to you. But it's cool.
I'm gonna keep it because I looked through it. I'm going to keep it.
I would grade it. See what you get on it.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? I'm not paying.
Why not? You bought it for $1. It's gonna at least be worth more than you even pay for grading it, I think.
I'll show you my lowest graded book. And here's another thing. This is a shout out to my Uncle Chuck. He gave me a couple books that aren't in that good a shape, but I went ahead and got them graded because he bought them. He got them and he gave them to me. So this one didn't turn out too bad. This is an Action Comics issue 260. I believe this is one of only 3 10-cent books that I have. But my uncle got that, gave it to me. I sent that off and got it
It's
graded.
be nice to have all these family members just sending you comics for free.
I buy him comics all the time.
Well, you have a neighbor that you could buy comics for if you want.
He said, since you collect a different era, if we find any of that old
Hey, I had to try.
stuff that we'll keep an eye. We'll definitely keep an eye out for you. Here's Action Comics 285. this is kind of important. I did not know this until it came back. This was the first appearance of Supergirl, where she is with Superman. It came out of
That's
4.
the first time she comes out in public.
Right. Yes. Yes. It says on. It says in the fine print. My eyes aren't what they used to be.
You want me to read it?
Yeah. Here, you can read it.
Supergirl's existence revealed to the world. Legion of Superheroes appearance. President Kennedy and Lex Luthor cameo.
Nice.
So yeah, even at a 4.5, that's a nice book. It's pretty cool.
I'm not sure if there's a book. I don't know if it's that one by DC that they printed. The story's ready for publish, but then John Kennedy was assassinated, so they didn't publish it and they held off on publishing it because he was in the book.
And then here's the other one my uncle gave me. This is Batman 115. It's a 10-cent book. The cover, it does say on it, cover detached and completely split. But I sent it off since my Uncle Chuck gave it to me.
Oh,
well,
look at that. That's
but it is old.
1.0 too.
Yeah.
I just saw that the other day. That's a cool cover.
Yeah, the cover's intact. It's just the book is, it's not attached to it anymore. And it's
now it is inside your CGC case.
It's from 1958. So that's the oldest one I have.
Right.
And I personally predominantly collect Marvel and some DC stuff. I like Batman. I liked the Legion of Superheroes, Red Lantern, but then that went away. The Flash. I've always been a big Flash fan. But my uncle predominantly had Marvel, and that's what I grew up. Him and my dad. My dad was a big Sergeant Fury in the Howling Commandos.
Right.
I've got a few of those issues that my dad gave me that are sent out to be graded. I don't know if I can find the one that I got back that my dad gave me. These are in alphabetical order. Now I got stuff stacked everywhere. Where is that?
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the giveaway for today.
All right.
So, in Night Tiger Comics, we give away some comics every time there's a live show. So today we are going to be giving away a low copy of Thor 129. This is a key because it's the first appearance of Pluto, first appearance of Hippolyta, first full appearance of Midgard Serpent, and first appearance of Vala Wraith. And then we have a high grade copy of the first Hammer for Better A Bill. So I have names written down, everyone in the chat. I will be selecting a name at the end of the show so that I can get everybody that comes in here into the contest. And now back to Mandy and Dave. If I can figure out.
Here's one of the Sergeant Furies and his Howling Commandos my dad got me. This is issue 26 from 1966. Came back at 3.0. The book really isn't that bad, but it's a little bit rolled on the side. So I don't know if that.
Right.
I didn't have a press then. And I know you do a lot of repairs and you're learning how to soak your books and all that stuff. I don't know how to do any of that. So,
we'll get you there. We'll get you there.
I was basicing it for a while. I was taking stacks of all my hardcover books and stacking them on them and just flattening them.
Good job.
That worked for a little while. It helped.
That's the sign of a true geek.
Oh, I'm sure if I like that.
You know what? We're geeks.
Nerd. What do you prefer?
I don't know.
Either or. I'm proud of it.
Collector specialist is what I consider.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
So we're all nerds over here in this community. We're proud of it. So when you find a way to make your comic book much better, that's a badge of honor.
I won enough badges when I was in the Marine Corps. I don't need any more.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. No, that's cool. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're a nerd. You collect comic books." I won't. I won't mention.
Play with it. We play with it. We don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We play off it.
There's a lot of work. There's a lot worse things we could be doing than collecting comic books.
No, you don't understand. That's preserving documents. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, and then these are there's not going to be copy. The newer books I know they make Well, I know there was a time in the 90s they were making, geez, 10, 20, 50,000 copies of stuff. But now, since all the comic books are, comic book store only, direct sales, a lot of these books they only make 6 or 7,000 copies of. So I don't know, you know, it's not like when I was a kid, you could buy them for 30 cents and, you traded them with your buddies. They got left out in the rain. Now they're so expensive and there's so few of them that,
That's what I'm saying. We get to the point that get so nerdy that we figure out ways to preserve our documents. I think it's very funny that we do that. I love it though. It's fun.
yeah, a lot of people have said, excuse me, I can't believe, comments have said, when you put it in that thing, you can never, read it or look at it again. Most of them I have read at one point in my life. A lot of these books are books I had prior. And I have all the Marvel Essentials and the DC Showcase, the thick books with all the issues in them. I get those and read those. They're not in color. Now they're doing them where they're Marvel Masterworks. They're re-releasing them all in color, reprints of the actual books. But it doesn't.
You never have to make an excuse, reason, or apologize. You collect because you like the way you collect, and that makes you the unique collector, both of you. And you'll find out there's so many people here that we all have the same exact passion, but we all do it different.
Do it different ways. And I wouldn't want to get every one of my books graded, even if I had the resources to do that, because some of them I do like getting out and looking at. But mostly the older ones, the really old ones, like almost anything that I find that's 10 or 12 or 15 cents, unless it's nothing at all, if it's a decent copy, I'm going to send it off and get it graded. Because they're sold.
Read that, Mandy.
That paper is getting to the point where it's so old and so brittle, you touch it and it seems like it wants to fall apart.
Paulo says, as a European, he can collect comics and pretend to be a cultural elitist.
At the same time, hey, that works.
Hey, my new motto is there's a soaker born every minute.
A soaker?
Comic book cover soaker?
Got
it. That's bad, huh?
The other way with that.
Okay.
What other way?
You can't grade every comic book either that's old because you have to be able to smell them.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yes. We're comic book sniffers.
I showed her that and she thought I was the weirdest thing. And I said, no, really, open this book from the 70s and sniff the paper. It has a very unique smell. And she was like, that does smell neat. I kind of like it. So
you
now
guys have been outed.
Yeah.
I'll smell the book and go, oh, this smells more like 1969 than 1970.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
People go, wow, I say people can smell wines and tell what's in it. Why can't I smell a comic and know what year it's from?
It's just like, honestly, with working on cars, I always taste the oil. You can taste if it's burnt and change the oil.
I've seen you guys do that.
That's an old school thing. People will be like, ew. But
I like to smell the gas. I love it.
I do too.
But I think we're getting off topic. We're sniffers. Sniffers.
Taking an odd turn. Okay, so I think unless you've got anything else, Mike, I think that about wraps it up for us.
No, but you got so much in that room to show. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Willis?
I have an 8-year-old that's been quiet for over 30 minutes out there. So
go check on her. Go check.
I'm going in the pantry and there's flour everywhere and pancakes being rolled out on the tile floor.
Well, in 11 minutes, we'll hit 5 o'clock. Okay.
All right.
We'll let you go and fly free. So Paulo says, I mostly collect trades. It's common for me to pick up a comic I never thought about buying just because a TPB was available. What is that again? What's TPB?
Trade paperback. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for my...
Well, I can go ahead and pick a name now. So go over the chat and make sure I got everybody in here. Let's see. Paulo has to say, I took advantage of a newspaper associated sales collection to buy all the full collection of Belgian comic 8 instead of going after regular albums. No, remember, Paulo, he's in Portugal.
You have some of those ones with albums.
You froze. I heard you say you look like you're going to say something and you froze for like a second.
Oh no, I was just listening. I was just
Okay.
listening. She's
So
looking through a box.
I've got, I think everybody that's here in the chat ready to be in the drawing. So we got 7 watching right now, which is pretty good for a Sunday afternoon. Carson, bring me that dinosaur. Let me show you what I bought today at the flea market. And let me show these before I pick a name. I picked these up today for the holidays. Oh, you have it here? Okay. Some nostalgic cereals.
I still eat those.
I want to eat it.
They still have them at the store.
Okay, I got this for the grandson for his birthday next week.
That thing's huge.
How did we turn it?
And you can get this. You can buy this. You can buy
How does this one work?
You can buy the figurines for it too.
How do we make this out? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that thing's really neat.
$30.
Yeah, I used to have the as a kid the big Shogun warrior robots. I don't remember. I was little, so they looked big, but I want to say they were about that tall. And they had threw axes, the arms shot off. I had all the Micronauts toys.
Okay, so I got everybody in the chat right here. Carson's going to pick a name, and I'll send that out to them next weekend. Those 2 comic books I showed. Okay, Carson, pick a name. Carson's picked a name. What is it? It is John Comics and Kids. You're a winner. I'll contact him later. If anyone's in contact with him now, go ahead and let him know he won. And we'll put that aside. All right. So I sure appreciate you guys joining me today. What do you think? You think maybe a possibility you're going to start a YouTube channel, or?
I don't know. We'll discuss it.
Okay. Well, if I have anything to do with it, I will get you guys to get your channel going, and you're going to find out.
Shout out the guy from the flea market. He works at Vibranium Comics.
Oh yeah, I wanted to shout out. What's his name now? Ian. I don't remember his last name, but Eli. He works at Vibranium, but he has a channel called Glitch. You remember what it was?
Is it the guy with
Yes. That's
what was
he's
his channel? Glitch something. I forgot. Oh man, but he works at Vibranium. He's at the flea market. He plays ukulele, keyboards, guitar. He's really good.
He's funny.
He was very subdued. I guess it's kind of nerve-wracking being there, playing instrument.
Hey, I have something I need to talk to you about.
Uh-oh,
So I know he's about the stuff. This is my Vampirella #1 commemorative edition. I have the whole entire run of this Vampirella by Harris Comics, but it's got a little bit of adhesive down on the bottom.
Yeah, it's like there was a sticker. Somebody stuck a sticker on the very bottom.
Okay. Oh man, I'm not too familiar with how to do that with modern books. Is that a raised cover?
No.
Nope, it's flat.
You know what? I'll ask my friend. He might have a way of getting that off. But that's modern paper. It's a whole different thing than bronze, silver. Well, I'm not familiar with that, huh? It's easier to damage a book, the modern ones. So I'll ask him. I don't know because he does restore, but I don't know if he knows anything about modern stuff either.
Right.
Gratu's here. Let's see. Don't forget the cool old ads not present in reprints.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh yeah.
I was so amazed with that because I didn't mess with comic books before I met him, and I'm quite younger than him, but he got me into the comic books, and then I would go through and I'd read some of his old comics, but oh my gosh, what is this? Look at this. This is crazy. because I'd see all the old ads for like the fishing
Oh yeah.
kits that he
Well,
said his dad
sorry.
said that he couldn't have it.
Yeah.
Oh, they have all kinds of. I just saw one yesterday. How to make yourself taller. And as
Yeah.
a picture, you put the little thing in the shoe. I'm like, you like a person can't figure out that on their own. Like you got to buy something. Just wad up some paper and put it in your shoe.
Or like how to become a big man.
Yeah, there was a word.
Oregano on it, or
Right.
or
They had some of them have cool posters on them. They had like door size posters from like Space 1999 and Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica. You look through that stuff and like, wow, I remember those. I remember somebody who had that poster. That famous Farrah Fawcett poster was for sale in a bunch of them, like $3. It's
I
pretty
was
neat.
telling him we were at the flea market and someone had a tin from like the 70s that had a cigarette ad. And I was telling him there was a time when they outlawed cigarette ads. You couldn't have them no more in magazines, on TV, billboards.
Yeah.
They were everywhere when we were kids.
Right. And liquor like Jack Daniels was off, not advertised for a while. I believe I'm pretty sure they had no TV commercials. They might have been in publications, but that was for a while.
So it's just, you stop and think about it, how weird it feels, it's how different it is.
Right. How things just slowly either fade away or slowly come in, and before you know it, it's just everywhere and you don't realize it, or it's just gone.
And if you really think about it, like when comic books first came out and became so popular, they were like the internet, because there was nothing else. There wasn't no TV yet, and there wasn't no computers. So everyone was buying comics because they were cheap, and they were cheap to produce, and you could print millions of them, and you could print anything you wanted. So they became the most popular medium for a while, through the 40s or late 30s and early 40s. Joe Camel, remember Joe Camel?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The ads in the magazines.
Right.
And the commercials. Some of the commercials.
Yeah.
They did away with the commercials, I think, when I was a kid, because they used to have the Marlboro commercials.
Oh yeah, the Marlboro Man.
Yep.
It used to be cool to smoke. It's just not cool anymore.
So, Grandpa, did you get that comic back where you showed me that video where like he like put water on the thing and like redid the whole?
I haven't got it back yet. But so a message to everyone out there: stay in school, don't do drugs,
don't smoke.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't go in the men's bathroom at your lunch break at school and puff on a cigarette.
No vaping either. That's just as bad, if not worse.
Okay, so we're gonna. Paulo's ringing in. I don't collect really anything other than comics, but if I had money and space, I'd buy miniatures of racing cars.
My brother did that for a while. He bought all the metal die-cast racing cars. He had shelves full of those things. I don't know if they're worth anything or not, but they were really cool to look at. I remember he had the Tide car and the DuPont car, and I'm not a NASCAR guy, but they were really cool looking cars.
Aren't you a NASCAR guy?
Mm-hmm.
Paulo says, since a lot of old racing cars were sponsored by cigarettes, nowadays you have to buy the cigarette stickers as extras for the miniatures.
Oh, really?
They won't put them on the miniatures.
Cars anymore, huh?
I didn't know that. I just learned something. Remember, you learned it here on Night Tiger Comics.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Well, before we go, we got 2 minutes left to the show. Thank you for joining. It was awesome to see your books. I'm hoping that you'll be guests again, especially if you don't start your own channel. And
Again, we'll pop in once in a while, Mike, and terrorize you for an hour.
But it's great to have comic collectors near you. I feel much safer now in my neighborhood. And one thing I do notice, that you're having a burning leaf battle with your neighbor over there, that old lady. It seems like every time you're not burning, she's burning, and then when she stops, you burn.
I only do it when the wind blows that way.
I was like, I watch over them like they're having a leaf burning war.
The only bad thing is now it's cool enough that we can have the windows open, and we try not to do it because that window of nice, cool evenings in Florida is very limited. So we try to enjoy it.
That makes sense. That's why she's burning more now. I couldn't figure it out. She sees your windows are open.
She stopped burning her trash. So that's a good thing. And Dave just likes to play with fire.
I will agree
Oh,
with
that's
that.
why he's with you, right?
Oh,
Oh, bird.
All right, guys. I'm so glad that you could join us. And like I said, I hope you'll be a guest again. And everybody out there, let's hear it. Let's get them on YouTube. Let's get them on their channel. They have a great collection of books.
Night Tiger for having us on his show. Pretty cool.
But you guys have a lot to show, and I'm telling you, people want to see what you got.
Yeah, we got more. We set up another one. I'll pull out a nice stack of not graded books and stuff that I think people might want to see, or books that people may not know are keys, and then I can show them, and then they can be on the hunt for them.
That's true. And usually, what our channels they're like learning. I call it the comic book education when I go to YouTube and watch channels on comic books.
Yeah, we've watched a few of yours and seen stuff, and I've picked up some information from you that I didn't know. Definitely, it's definitely very informative and helpful.
So we got join YouTube by Jambo, and I'm telling you, Mandy, go check out his channel. He shows the stuff you like. Jambo
All right.
Comics. So and then God Tank says peace out.
Yeah, sometimes we can't find a movie to watch. We just log in on YouTube on the big TV, and we started looking up comic book collector videos. And that's actually, Mike, that's how we found yours. You just randomly popped up there. I'm like, let's watch this. We'd only spoken to you a few times. I'm like, that's pretty cool. He seems like he knows what he's doing.
I try to make it look like I do, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So everyone that joined, thank you. Anyone that joins on and watching the replay, thanks for tuning in. You definitely had a good time if you got to the end of the video. We got one new viewer in. What's up, Ben? But we're gonna let Mandy and Dave go because they got two little kids or another kid in the other room. So here we go. Peace out. Let me see myself here. Peace out. Carson says peace out.
Yeah.
Peace out, Carson. All right.
All right. Thanks for watching.